Alright, you've been waiting for this video and you've been asking me over and over again for me to do a Unique luxury video. So today I'm doing one. It's a top 5 Unique luxury fragrances video with a bonus fragrance and a giveaway. We have a giveaway of a full bottle of one of the fragrances I'm going to discuss with you today for subscribers of this channel from the USA and Canada. So find out about Unique luxury coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about Unique luxury fragrances. I first discovered them in 2019, I think. And I've spoken about this fragrance, WOUD and Mood, quite a bit on the channel. That's going to be the bonus fragrance I'm going to talk to you about. It's in their older bottles, but now their bottles have been changed over to look a little more luxurious like this. So I've got 5 fragrances here plus that bonus. The fragrances are currently sold at Beverly Hills Perfumery, and they're also sponsoring a full bottle giveaway of the Beverly Hills exclusive fragrance, which I have in this collection. So they are a store in Beverly Hills. Of course, it's Beverly Hills Perfumery, and they used to be the exclusive seller of Unique luxury fragrances. So they still sell them, and they shipped to the USA and of course Canada as well, and it's free shipping on all orders in the USA. And get this, their samples are really generous, great samples, because I've gotten samples from them many times before, and they're really nicely full of juice or fragrance in there, so you can sample and test and things like that. And you also get 4 free samples with each full bottle purchase from Beverly Hills Perfumery. So that's a little information about the perfume shop at Beverly Hills Perfumery. And also these fragrances are sold over there, as I said, and they have discovery sets available. And every single fragrance I'm going to talk to you about, you can purchase samples as well. Alright, let me get to the countdown of the top 5 fragrances. Before I do though, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, otherwise you won't qualify. And also, before I start with the number 5, I'm going to talk a little info about the giveaways going forward on the channel. There's been a lot of scamming going on. There's people that are actually commenting on people that participate in my giveaways and asking them to contact them on WhatsApp, which is not me. And I'll tell you all the details, as I will never ask you to contact me on WhatsApp whatsoever. It's an email address, and that's the only way you can claim your prize. Anyway, that's going to be covered more in detail at the end of the video. But let's go ahead and get started. At number 5, the fragrance I am featuring at number 5 is Chocolate Makes Me Happy. This is a 2019 launch, 100 ml, $240. One thing I forgot to mention before is that all these fragrances are Extrait de Parfum concentration, meaning very highly concentrated, very long lasting. You need only a few sprays and the fragrances will last. If you're very sensitive to fragrances, you probably only need 1 because they're so strong. If you love to over spray and you like it really strong, then yeah, 3-4 sprays I think will do you fine. But again, all of these are Extrait de Parfum and very long lasting. And at number 5, it's Chocolate Makes Me Happy. It's from 2019, and a 100 ml bottle sells for $240. This particular fragrance features notes of cacao, lavender, dark chocolate, labdanum, cinnamon, caramel, ginger, benzoin, and mandarin. So this particular fragrance, even though it's very chocolatey, you also experience the powdery cacao dusting experience as well. But this, the cacao and the dark chocolate, is kind of in competition with lavender in this particular fragrance. There's lots of lavender here, and so you have this kind of an aromatic spiciness from the lavender note in contrast to not only the cacao but the chocolate, the dark chocolate as well. The fragrance is an ambery experience. It settles to an ambery experience, and then also there's some woods there as well. But there's also spices. There's a pretty prominent cinnamon note in here as well, so you do experience that contrasted with the chocolate. For me, I felt like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mexican chocolate, especially that hot chocolate chocolate kind of a drink where they add spices and things like that, like cinnamon, maybe even chili pepper. Since this also has ginger and of course the cinnamon, you do have a kind of a very spicy chocolatey experience. But it's very, very smooth. It's very, very creamy. There's definitely vanillic touches here, even though there's no mention of vanilla. There's definitely the benzoin here, which is that resin that kind of smells and acts a little vanillic. And then of course with that caramel in here as well, you got a very, you know, kind of a very creamy, smooth, chocolatey, but very, very spicy chocolate experience. So if you like chocolate fragrances, definitely check this one out. I think it'll satisfy, especially since it's a very, very long lasting. I can't stress enough about how strong these fragrances are. They're very, very, very strong. If you like the word beast mode and you like to use it in fragrances, these are them. These are the ones that are going to perform so well, and they last and last and last. So anyway, number 5, Chocolate Makes Me Happy at from 2019. I should say chocolate does make me happy, but I kind of like my chocolate a little milky and a little dark mixed kind of together. I like the combination of that kind of bitterness from the dark chocolate and then the sweetness from the milk, creamy milk chocolate. At number 4, I'm going to go with the fragrance Aphrodisiac Touch. But I forgot to mention or ask earlier, how many of you knows this brand? I know a lot of you have asked me about this brand, but how many of you have sampled the entire catalog, knows about the fragrances and have favorites and things like that? Let me know, put a comment down, and also let me know if you've never sampled it or even heard about it. Don't forget, if you're a subscriber from the USA and Canada, you'll have a chance at winning one of the fragrances in this list, and I'll give you the details at the end. But Aphrodisiac Touch is from 2018. This one sells for a bottle 100 ml for $200. Again, samples are sold in their store at Beverly Hills Perfumery. You can go check out and see. And as I said, the samples are very generous from this store, so they do a good job with their samples. But this Aphrodisiac Touch, once again, is a sweet fragrance. It's got vanilla, woody musk, animalic amber, rose, orris, lily of the valley, lilac, and patchouli. So I've taken the notes down directly from the brand's packaging, not the website, but if you can see, this is Chocolate Makes Me Happy. They have the notes listed on the back here, which is kind of cool. I like that about these brands that kind of like focus on their notes, but they do have some unique notes, like they call it a woody musk, animalic amber. So you've got some animalic touches and then also amber, plus you've got some woods and that are musky kind of a thing. So with this particular fragrance, I get lots of vanilla. There's definitely a vanillic touch about it, and once again, it's kind of creamy, smooth, like Chocolate Makes Me Happy. All of the fragrances, except a couple of them, there's definitely like a smoothness about them. Very, very cozy experience. And the ones that have the vanillic or gourmand kind of touches, this one's all vanillic, and you definitely experience that smoothness. Now, it does say animalic amber. I didn't get much animalics. I think there might have been a little bit of it that appeared in the dry down, but I didn't really experience anything animalic. If it was there, then definitely it was kind of like blended so well that it doesn't really pop through too much. But lots of muskiness here, definitely there, and lots of woods. But you do have the flower, the rose. Rose is definitely here, and there's definitely a powdery experience with this particular fragrance, but there's also some green touches way in the background trying to get through, and yeah, you do experience it because it starts off with the kind of that greenish blast up top. Not only is the lilac kind of greenish experience, but then there's also the lily of the valley, which is very, very green experience here, and then eventually it has that patchouli in the dry down as well, along with the amber and the woody musk. Now this, I should say, does kind of sort of lightly remind me of Love Don't Be Shy, but don't worry, I have another fragrance that's like really reminding me of Love Don't Be Shy, but there's something about this one in the background, way in the back. There's kind of like that dessert-like experience with kind of like a vanillic floral kind of a combo, which I quite liked. In this case, they're not using neroli or orange blossom in Aphrodisiac Touch. They have the lily of the valley, the lilac, and the rose, but there's definitely kind of a floral dessert experience happening here, which is quite delicious. So number 4, Aphrodisiac Touch. Let me know if you've sampled that one. And speaking of Love Don't Be Shy, it's Istanbul at number 3. So this is a 2018 launch, 100 ml, $220, Extrait de Parfum. And again, samples are sold at Beverly Hills Perfumery. You can go check them out in their store. I have a link to the store in the info box. So this one I was very, very excited about because I'm a big fan of Love Don't Be Shy, and I've been complaining how it's gotten weak, how there's this thing about the color has to, you know, mature and age and become dark and things like that. And I've been a fan of that fragrance since 2012, and every time I bought it up until 2019, the juice came all, you know, blood orange, red, dark. No longer does it come that way, so it's also gotten weak. If you're looking for a great alternative for that particular fragrance, a more beefy version, a beast mode version, this is it right here. It's intense to the max. But Istanbul features notes of neroli, vanilla, toffee, grape, woody musk, lemon tea, jasmine, pink pepper, citruses, and geranium. This particular fragrance does have a light green touch up top when you first experience it with that cilantro note. There's a little bit of a herbal aromatic touch there, but eventually the fragrance develops into smelling like Love Don't Be Shy, that combination of that caramelly, vanillic, sweet combination of gourmand notes contrasted with this, you know, citrusy floral touch of the neroli. Lots of it here. You experience it a lot. It's absolutely delicious. It reminds me of a Middle Eastern dessert, just like Aphrodisiac touch did remind me a little bit of a Middle Eastern dessert as well. This one in the end a lot, because it totally reminds me of a dessert I grew up eating. Just an amazing kind of creamy vanillic dessert that had the orange blossom drizzled all over it. It's really, really yummy, and this one does a great job with it because you've got that neroli contrasted with the vanilla and the toffee here. There is a little bit of a light fruitiness, not too much, a little bit here, which is present, and also eventually it settles to woods, and they're calling it woody musk. I do get lots of muskiness here, and then I get less of the woods, but it's more appearing in the dry down for me. At least for me it is. And then there's that lemon tea note. I'm assuming there's some lemony touches here, but definitely lots of tea. I'm getting lots of tea qualities, and I think it blends well with the vanilla toffee experience to make for more of a cozy experience. This is a very, very cozy fragrance. In fact, these three fragrances I've talked about already are extremely cozy and comforting, gourmand, delicious kind of fragrances that are perfect to wear and just kind of sit in that cloud and smell yourself saying, oh my god, I smell delicious, kind of a thing. So again, I'll stress these are extremely intense fragrances, really, really long lasting. They'll leave a major oily residue on your hands or wherever you spray it. So be careful. And of course, as I said, if you're looking for your beast mode, Love Don't Be Shy alternative, this is it right here. You've got to try Istanbul from the house of Unique Luxury. Okay, the next two fragrances have a very unique kind of boxes. The first three came in boxes like this. Of course, I showed you the back, and then a couple of them are black boxes like this and like this. But the next fragrance is Beverly Hills exclusively made for the Beverly Hills Perfumery by Unique Luxury, and this is the fragrance you're going to have a chance at winning if you are a subscriber from the USA and or Canada. Or I should say, and Canada. This is the box. Look, it's got a beautiful artwork on it. It's got that sleeve. The other ones did not come with a sleeve. This one does have the sleeve. But if you look at the back, it does have the notes, and then of course on the back of the sleeve, it has the notes as well. But I like this drawing. I like California. Hey, there's a California flag on it right there. And of course it's Beverly Hills, the theme, made exclusively for Beverly Hills Perfumery. And this one to me is a 2020, I shouldn't say to me, this one is a 2021 launch. It's 100 ml for $280. Once again, it's Extrait de Parfum. Samples are sold in the store. Beverly Hills Perfumery, I have links in the info box. Of course, bottles are sold there as well. But this one features notes of bergamot, clary sage, cardamom, rose, orris, honey, tobacco leaf, tonka bean, ambergris, sandalwood. So to me, this is a spice market come alive with some sweets thrown in and lots of tobacco. Imagine you're taking a walk through the spice markets of Turkey, because the brand's from Turkey, and you have come across some food items, you know, honey, anything being sold there, and then you've lit up a cigarette and you're walking through and you're getting the whiff of the tobacco, but you're also getting the spices, the aromatic herbal notes, because, you know, I'm assuming they're going to sell spices and aromatic herbs and things like that, all come in with this particular fragrance. But there's a major rosiness here. You do experience it, and it's contrasted with the tobacco, and then of course the honey, and there's flavors. There's definitely woods in the dry down, and of course it gets a little musky, it gets vanillic, it gets honeyed, and I like this. I like honey contrasted with tobacco. It's a great combination. I think it's a perfect combination, and of course here you've got a little bit of vanilla in it as well. But definitely you'll experience lots of spices and you'll experience lots of aromatic herbs as well. Clary sage is very, very prominent here. Cardamom is very, very prominent, and then of course you've got some tonka bean in here as well. So totally prominent here. It's a really, really great smelling fragrance. I like this one because it's a who's who of spices. I did mention cardamom, but I'm also getting like cinnamony touches in here, a little clovey touches, maybe even some coriander in here as well. But I think it's just the notes combined together that are giving me these whiffs and things like that. But it's quite delicious. It's a great fragrance. If you like spicy, tobacco-ish, honeyed, vanillic fragrances, you gotta try the Beverly Hills exclusive. And that's at number 2. So my number 1 from Unique Luxury happens to be Crush on Me. Do you know why? If you know this fragrance, you probably know why this is my number 1 favorite fragrance. It's because it features patchouli. But this is a patchouli fragrance unlike any other patchouli fragrance I have. This one is contrasted with caramel. So you have a very sweet experience with the caramel, but the patchouli kind of tones it down, makes it earthy. But this is not a kind of a patchouli fragrance that reminds me of psychedelic. I'll tell you a little bit more about it before I give you the, after I give you the details. So this is a 2021 launch, 100 ml, $340, Extrait de Parfum concentration. I have links in the info box. You can go catch this. But it features patchouli, caramel, ginger, lime, amber, saffron, iris, musk, rose, woodsy notes, and magnolia. A lot of stuff happening here. But for me, this particular fragrance is definitely a competition between the patchouli and caramel. You get almost equal amounts. In the end, patchouli wins out for me because patchouli is a stronger note than caramel, and it kind of like just takes over. So I like that about it. But the caramel is pretty strong here. It kind of fights with the patchouli, or the patchouli experience. I'm assuming it's a different kind of patchouli because I get a green vibe from this particular patchouli, and I can't say it reminds me of the reminiscence patchouli. It reminds me of the psychedelic from Jovoy and the patchoulis like that. There's definitely more of a green vibe here, and it kind of reminds me of the patchouli in Patchouli Vetiver, or Vetiver patchouli from Montal, Tempo from Diptyque. So there's definitely kind of greenish vibe running throughout it. Along the way, you're also experiencing some citruses, and you're experiencing some zingy spiciness from ginger, but eventually it settles to kind of a floral, ambery, woody kind of an experience. It's a really, really delicious experience. It's totally different than any other patchouli I have because the caramel in here is so potent, so like it stands up to the patchouli, but like I said, eventually patchouli wins out because it is so strong, and it is a stronger note. So it kind of like, it competes with it, but I like that kind of contrast because I haven't had anything that smells of caramel competing with like a fragrance that's full-on patchouli. And that's what makes this particular fragrance very, very unique for a patchouli. And it's my number 1. I really enjoy patchouli fragrances, and I like these contrasts and patchouli fragrances that kind of have these gourmand notes added to it, because I think it's a great combination, these notes, like these earthy woodiness, in this case kind of a green patchouli with kind of sweet touches, and of course spicy touches as well. So that's Crush on Me at number 1, my favorite in the collection here. There's more fragrances in the Unique Luxury collection of fragrances. These are the ones that I really enjoy because I went through a bunch of samples to select which fragrances I enjoy, and I really enjoy these particular fragrances the most from this house. But there are a few others that I kind of quite like. I'll kind of revisit and see. But let me know what your thoughts are on this house, Unique Luxury. Do you enjoy the fragrances here? Have you sampled them yet? And are you excited about sampling them now? Let's go ahead and do the giveaway. As I said, this is open to USA and Canada subscribers of my channel. You'll have a chance at winning a full bottle of Beverly Hills exclusive, which was my number 2 fragrance. This is sponsored by Beverly Hills Perfumery. As I said, I have a link in the info box. Go catch all the information and visit their website because they sell a ton of great fragrances. I've actually visited the store back in 2019 when I went to LA. That was the last time I went to LA area. Okay, what you have to do for the giveaway is let me know what you liked about this video, And also let me know why you want to win Beverly Hills exclusive. Please make sure you're subscribed, and also put down your country if you're in Canada, put down your state if you're in the USA. Other than that, good luck with the giveaway. I appreciate you tuning in today. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. So I do have one bonus fragrance, as I mentioned earlier. It's the WOUD and Mood. This one right here. This is in their previous bottle. As you can see, the bottles have now changed. So this particular fragrance was a 2018 launch. It's 100 ml for $220. Once again, it's Extrait de Parfum. Very long-lasting fragrances, extremely long-lasting. These are probably some of the most beast mode fragrances I've experienced. So if you like it really intense, definitely check these fragrances out. This one features notes of oud, rose, saffron, animalic musk, lemon tea, amber, ambergris, sandalwood, cloves, and lily of the valley. For me, this one was always kind of like a rosy take on oud wood from Tom Ford, but much more intense, minus the cardamom, because cardamom is present in oud wood. This one in the end has saffron in it, so you experience it. So there's that kind of a Middle Eastern touch to the fragrance, and saffron has these kind of aromatic spicy touches, lightly leather undertones here. You also have this animalic musk here. I personally do not get much animalics in this particular fragrance. I don't experience it as much, but maybe I'm anosmic to it, or maybe I'm not too sensitive because it's not that strong, but it is present according to the notes. But I like this muskiness in here and I enjoy it. So the lemon tea, there's a little bit of that coziness, once again, that lemon tea experience here, but this eventually settles to the sandalwood, woody, amber kind of a base, but along the way you'll also experience some green touches with the lily of the valley and spices as well. I think it's a great fragrance. If you like rose and oud is always done a lot of different fragrances out there, but this to me does remind me of oud wood minus that cardamom, but with the addition of rose and a few other things happening there. So this is the bonus fragrance. I wanted to feature it as a bonus because it's in their older bottle. Anyway, this is WOUD and Mood, and that's the bonus fragrance for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Oh, and I also wanted to talk about the giveaway issues that I'm having. So the giveaway issue is I'm having, and I've noticed that some random people are faking YouTube accounts, putting my YouTube profile photo in there and pretending that I have selected you or any person that's commented on my videos that you've won. And again, as I was saying earlier, do not contact any of these people. They're basically out to scam you, and I don't know what they're doing, but I'm not going to be held responsible. You're on your own if you do send your information to these people, because it's not me. The only way I will ask you to claim a prize on this channel is if you send your info to lfsgwinners@gmail.com. I will never ever ask you to contact me on WhatsApp. I will never ask me to contact me elsewhere. Only lfsgwinners@gmail.com. Anything outside of that, you're on your own. You could get scammed. I don't know what these people are doing. They're pretending to be me, and they're pretending you have won a prize, but it's not me. I will never ask you to do any other way of contacting me except for lfsgwinners@gmail.com. So be careful. This is the only way you can claim a prize with me. Never any other way. Thanks again. Bye-bye.